Simply said, this is one of the easiest IM to recommend for $35 budget. So, hello and welcome to Aftersound Review, and this is my review for Kiwiears Cadenza. First of all, thank you for Lean Soul for providing me with this review unit, and if you're interested in buying it, you can check in the description down below. And just like usual, I will break down this review from the build, fit, frequency response, sound, and comparison. It is made of fully resin for its housing, and it does looks beautiful, and you got several color choice to choose. Yeah, they just looks like this using 2-pin connectors, and the cable itself is really flexible and it's twisted. Ergonomics wise, it is simply excellent. It fits just right in my ears like this. I feel no sharp edges, or I don't have really any complaint, and the cable itself is really flexible, so yeah, nice. Obviously, this IM is following Harman Target, and when an IM is following Harman Target, there are two vocals that you will hear. Obviously, starting from the bass area, you will hear a sub-bass extension that is good and cleanly separated from the upper mid-range. The mid-range has also a forwardness to it, making vocal sounds forward, and after that, the treble is kind of in a relaxed side with not a really extended treble. That's exactly what I hear from this Kiwiears Cadenza. Bass is pretty much all-rounder, all kind of music I throw at them. It's just thumping with a good punch, good extension, good control, but I will not say that this is the best bass or it's a bass head kind of bass. It's just a good bass that can go for a lot of genres nicely, but I do feel that it's lacking a little bit of speed in terms of decay, especially for metal or rock music. But other than that, I do feel that this IM is simply have a good all-rounder kind of bass. While mid-range is obviously more focused on the upper mid-range rather than lower mid-range, making male vocals sound a little bit distant when you're comparing them with female voices. So it's easier to hear female vocal, at least from this IM. For example, when I hear Omokage from Aimer, Lilas Ikuta, and Mile, their vocal sounds amazingly nice. It sounds amazing. They are forward. You could hear the energy, the dynamics. It's there overall. It could be a touch too forward for some people who are sensitive to pinna gain or ear gain area, making some voices, some vocal, for example, the choir in This Is Me from Kiala Zettel, can sound a little bit too forward. It's almost shouty, but honestly, every person has their own sensitivity, and for me, this is just nice. I don't feel that's too forward. I enjoy that, in fact. But for male vocal, even though I say that it could be a little bit distant sounding when you're comparing them with female vocals, but when I hear those oruguitas from Encanto, I feel that the vocal, even though it's not as forward as some of the female vocals, but I can still really enjoy that in terms of overall bliss, in terms of overall presence of the vocal, the texture of the vocal, and then the words pronunciation. I really enjoy those oruguitas from this Kiwiears Cadenza. When it comes to treble, personally, I am a person who loves treble extension because I hear a lot of classical music like La Primavera from Vivaldi. I do feel that this IM is lacking extension. It does sound safe, it does have that smoothness going on with the overall treble presentation in this IM. So when you hear cymbals, it sounds smooth without any sharp or harsh edges there. But when I'm hearing some violins, for example, like I said, the Vivaldi's La Primavera or Lindsay Stirling's music, I do feel that the violin is lacking just a little bit of edge, of sharpness there, making the music sounds more exciting and more open. So, as an overall tonality of this IM, I would say that this is still an all-rounder kind of tonal. As expected from Harman-ish character, you get a nice bass that is cleanly separated from the vocal, and the vocal is forward. Could be a touch forward for some people, I know, but at least for me, that's still in my sensitivity range. That sounds amazing for me. forward and nice, but the treble, I do feel that it lacks some extension, at least for my preference. But overall, it's still a really nice all-rounder kind of tonal. Now, to put into perspective when it comes to the technicality of this Kiwiears Cadenza, I would say that they are almost on the same range of resolution with some of the great IM for around $20, like the Tangzu 1er or the Salmode Zero. So it's not really ahead in this price point in terms of overall resolution and detail, but it does have a little bit of depth better than the Tangzu 1er, especially when I'm hearing some orchestra here. But other than that, I don't really find anything stand out from this IM in terms of technicality. Now let's talk for comparison. Now comparing this IM with another IM that I feel really excellent for its price point, the Tin C2, simply a more tight version of this Kiwiears Cadenza. Bass feels more tighter, it has less body in it, and the vocal is not as forward, as full-bodied, as smooth as this Kiwiears Cadenza, but the treble is more exciting and it's more incisive in treble edge, making some treble like violins or cymbals is more open, and it does gives a better sense of resolution and clarity. But in return, you get more focus maybe on some trebles because of that treble forwardness in Tin C2 Merc era. So yeah, it just really depends on what kind of music do you hear. If you hear maybe rock, you hear lots of violins, you hear classical music, I would say that the Tin C2 maybe is more suited for that one. But if you are hearing for female vocal, jazz music, if you're hearing some vocal focused music, any music like that, that needs a lot of forwardness and you want to be focused on that vocal, I do think that this Kiwiears Cadenza is simply the answer. And even though it sounds Harman-ish, I would say that this IM is still an easy choice because of the texture and overall presentation of its all-rounder tonality with its kinda good details. I wouldn't say that it's leading in terms of detail positioning, but it's still really nice and easy to recommend. Now one more compared to the KKZ HBB Con. They are different. They are really different. The KKZ HBB Con is more focused towards its bass. The bass of KKZ HBB Con is more thumping. It's more subwoofer like. It is somehow a little bit more boomy also, but with better treble extension and more forwardness in the upper mid-range, making it sounds more lively, sounds more vibrant, sounds more energetic, also making orchestral music like orchestra. It has a larger sound stage compared to this Kiwiears Cadenza, making everything sounds more wow. But in return, it could be more fatiguing because of that vibrantness, while this Kiwiears Cadenza is simply, for me, it's safer to listen for a long time. Well, so that's all I could say about this Kiwiears Cadenza. Overall, great products. I like it. I could hear for them for hours without any complaint. It's just tuned well and everything sounds okay. It sounds great on this IM. So that's all I could say about this IM. Maybe if you are bored with Harman-ish IM, this won't be for you. But if you are looking for a good Harman-ish character in IM for under $50, I think that this is my best choice. Okay, so after all, this is my overall rank for its tonal and its technical. And overall, this is the final rank. And if you are interested in looking at the update, this rank could be changed with the advancements of technology or simply change similar benchmark. You could see that in the description down below. That's all I could say about this IM. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.